The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. On a Sabbath, Jesus went to dine at the house of one of the leading Pharisees, and the people there were observing him carefully. He told a parable to those who had been invited, noticing how they were choosing the places of honor at the table. When you are invited by someone to a wedding banquet, do not recline at table in the place of honor. A more distinguished guest than you may have been invited by him, and the host who invited both of you may approach you and say, "Give your place to this man," and then you would proceed with embarrassment to take the lowest place. Rather, when you are invited, go and take the lowest place, so that when the host comes to you, he may say, "My friend, move up to a higher position." Then you will enjoy the esteem of your companions at the table. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, but the one who humbles himself will be exalted. Then he said to the host who invited him, "When you hold a lunch or a dinner, do not invite your friends or your brothers or your relatives or your wealthy neighbors, in case they may invite you back and you have repayment. Rather, when you hold a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind. Blessed indeed will you be because of their inability to repay you, for you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous." The Gospel of the Lord. Status is important in this world. Our status is determined by who we are, who we know, what we have, and what we can do. Status is involved all throughout our lives. It begins with, in childhood, who you are invited to play with. That moves on to what lunch table you can sit at in school. Goes on to what parties you're invited to, what clubs you can join, and eventually to whose names are in your contact list. Status is what we bring to the table. You have to have something to offer in order to be admitted. The more you bring, the greater the group status becomes. The group does not want to lose status. That's why groups are often very careful about who is admitted. Jesus didn't care about status. He avoided those with status and associated with the least ones. This led many people to look down on him. Many thought he should avoid those people others considered to be sinners. His associations got him in trouble with the authorities. He encouraged people to invite those without status. Jesus wasn't concerned about what we bring to the table. That wasn't important. There's no requirements. Jesus invites everyone to this table, to his table. It's not about what we bring. There's no requirement. We can't add to the status of God. Jesus specifically invited those without status and sinners to his table. See, for Jesus, it's not about what we bring, but what we become at his table. We receive the body of Christ at this table. We become the body of Christ at this table. We are sent from this table to go out and be Christ in our world. We are sent to go out and minister to those without status and sinners. through us, they feel the love and mercy of Jesus. In this world, it's all about what you bring to the table. Many different groups or organizations have requirements of a certain amount of status to be admitted. Jesus, in our gospel passage, encouraged reverse psychology. He said, take the lowest place, then maybe you'll be invited up higher. Being humble can at least avoid humiliation. But humility is in short supply when we're talking about status. At the table of Jesus, it's not what we bring, but what we become. The gift of Jesus is freely given, and we can only humbly receive. No amount of status can add anything and give anything in return. We receive the gift of the life of Jesus. All we can do is become what we receive and share that gift with others.